place where you can go, where there's no one to tell you yes or no. If you just look into your heart, you will find there. That's the place to start. If you take a step and take another again, you'll find a better place to land. I know that it can be there someday. You've been waiting for. I know this life can be that one life you've been dreaming of. Today can be the someday. Today can be the one day. Today can be the someday you've been dreaming of. Today could be the someday. Today could be the one day. Today could be the someday you've been dreaming of. Oh, 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 oh. Today could be the day. Oh, 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 today could be the day.
21 Ford Bronco First Edition, $51,940. 22 Subaru Outback Premium All-Wheel Drive, $28,490. 24 Lincoln Navigator, it's a black label, $88,988. Ray Varner Ford, local you trust, pre-owned vehicles you can count on.
It's time for Wake Up with Witcher. Here's meteorologist Mike Witcher from the East Tennessee Weather Center.
Well, good morning. Happy Sunday, everybody. Sure hope you have a great day today. We've got a new view for folks on Instagram here this morning. We are live streaming in the vertical form, and we're all live on TikTok here this morning as well. We're trying something a little different in the vertical format. So let's, I don't know if it's going to work very well on TikTok, but we're going to figure it out together. And if you're on TikTok, maybe you can check that out. All right. Let's get to work with the forecast. How's everyone doing this morning? So I'm a little discombobulated because I'm trying to do all these other things going on at the same time. There we go. I think I got the music off of TikTok there. I had some background music. So we'll see if anybody joins us there. So if you are on TikTok, remember you can follow me on East Tennessee Weather on TikTok as well, or even on Instagram, where we are now broadcasting vertically here this morning. All right. All these changes that are ongoing constantly with live streaming and live video. Anyways, good morning, Eric. How are you this morning? Joining us from Kingsport. It's colder in the Tri-Cities area this morning than what we were yesterday. That's really going to be the story here again today and for the next couple of days. Let's see. See, all my stuff got discombobulated here, so we're having to try to figure things out. Anyway, so if I mess up this morning, just bear with me. Such is the live streaming that we do here. All right, let's take it outside. We got the clouds hanging out with us. We're going to have a lot more cloud coverage today than what we had yesterday. We had abundant sunshine. Yesterday just was great. Yes, it was on the colder side. But when you look at the numbers, we actually made it to 41 degrees yesterday. I was forecasting, not 41. The models have been underdoing the temperatures big time. I was forecasting 35 or 37. 35. So well below forecasted from yesterday. Such is the way it is sometimes, right? Good morning, Samuel. How are you this morning? And happy Sunday to you. It's cold in Rockwood, coming in at 25 degrees this morning. Thanks, Crystal. I appreciate that. All right, here we go. Let's talk about your weather headlines because we got a mix of sun and clouds throughout the day. We're going to have more clouds than anything else. Not nearly the amount of sunshine that we had yesterday. And if you're on Instagram here this morning, hopefully you like the vertical view just a little bit better. And I got some folks joining us on TikTok as well. All right, here we go. Next week's temperatures. We're talking about a ridge of high pressure to bring us warmer weather. So we are going to see much warmer weather expected next week, trending about 10 to 15 degrees above average a couple of days. Next week, precipitation chances. We're looking at increasing rain chances next week. And next weekend is Valentine's Day weekend. And, well, first of all, I don't have a kitchen yet. And that was a whole year ago that we burned down our kitchen on Valentine's Day weekend. But we're watching for the potential of a stronger storm system that's going to set to arrive potentially Friday night into the day on Saturday. So let's start you off with temperatures this morning. We're currently in the teens and 20s, 19 Tri-Cities, 28 degrees Chattanooga, and we'll kind of cut it in the middle in the low to mid 20s here in the valley location, Central Valley anyways. 23 right now, warming to 35 as we get into the lunch hour. Our goal today is going to be in the 40s. So again, yesterday, while we made it to 41, I think we'll be a little bit warmer today, although maybe not having as much of a warmer feel to the air thanks to the lack of sunshine. Sunshine really does wonders when it comes to the warmer temperatures or how the air feels anyways. I mean, even forecast highs today, as this trough starts to work its way from west to east, we're still stuck underneath the influence of that trough anyways across the upper East Tennessee. So forecast highs today, Rogersville, Greenville, Tri-Cities, all in the mid-30s. Then we come a little bit closer to Knoxville and surrounding areas will be in the 40s, and the Southern Valley should be pushing temperatures in the low 50s here today. So we are going to be trending a little bit warmer across the Southern Valley. Overnight lows tonight as we get our Monday morning started. Kids going back to school. Yes, no more snow days. We're getting rid of those for quite some time. I think we're going to transition to a wetter weather and warmer weather pattern anyways. But highs on Monday should be even warmer. Average high for this time of year is 51. Could be pushing well past that, about 5 to 10 degrees anyways. Then we'll start to see increasing chances for rain. So there's a ridge of high pressure that we've been talking about over the last several days anyways. That's going to slowly work on in. That's what's helping to warm our temperatures up. But what it's also going to do is get some disturbances on the northern fringe of that ridge, and that's going to elevate our rain chances throughout the day on Wednesday. Now, while we have some decent percentages for rainfall on Wednesday, and I do think everyone has a good shot for some rain, remember percentages don't tell you the whole story: timing, duration, intensity, or totals. So let's walk you through those details, right? So today and tomorrow, we don't really have much activity expected in the way of precipitation. But as we get into our Tuesday, Wednesday, and the Thursday, notice the rain chances start to spread on across the state of Tennessee. Now, the state of Tennessee is going to be just on the northern fringe of this ridge of high pressure, and that's what's going to bring us increasing chances for some showers. No thunderstorm activity expected with that. But as we get into Valentine's Day weekend, this is the American model, the GFS, and this is indicating that there's a low pressure that's going to be moving its way on in. So this just takes us through Saturday night. That's as far as my data goes. Actually, that's my 15-kilometer in-house resolution model. So that only goes all the way through Saturday night. But it gives you an idea of what we're talking about. So I think if you have evening plans for Valentine's Day, we'll have to watch for that because, well, it's going to be warmer. Let's hope we don't have any severe weather. It's too early to tell right now, but we'll have to see how this all plays out. But we could see increasing rain chances for your dinner plans. And then it's going to be a doozy of a storm system as well, potentially, because the Weather Prediction Center is putting out upwards of 1.5 to over 2 inches of rainfall across the state and much of our region. So that storm over the weekend could potentially bring us a lot heavier rainfall, which we desperately need. As we've mentioned it, we are currently in a drought. All right, so your 7-day forecast, we're going to see those temperatures go from the mid-40s today, upper 50s tomorrow, mid-60s. Again, an average high is 51, so we're finally going to get a nice little taste of spring. And then some light rain moves through on Wednesday. So again, we're not looking at a lot of rain, maybe a few scattered showers Thursday and Friday, but then we're watching for a stronger storm system that could potentially bring us much heavier rain as we get into Saturday and maybe even Sunday as well. So we'll see how this all plays out over the next several days. Make sure you check back in, and I will definitely keep you posted on that. All right, so let's go ahead and bring the chat up. There we go. I've got the chat up there. Hopefully you can see all those. I don't know how it's showing up really on the vertical videos because we're trying something new here. And I think we got a few people joining us on TikTok this morning as well. Just a couple of people anyways. Just getting us started. Just starting the TikTok world, I suppose, for live streaming, which will be very important when it comes to severe weather and severe weather season. So if you are on TikTok, thanks for joining here this morning. Anyways, Deborah, good morning. How are you doing today? How was your event yesterday, Felicia? Hopefully you had a good event yesterday. Move this over here. And we're going to have to move that somewhere else too. We'll move that there. There we go. So hopefully you had a good event yesterday, Felicia. Good morning, Renata. How are you this morning? Happy Sunday, Tiffany. We got some great photos. So Joey from XM Adventures has texted me a couple of great photos. Well, a video and then a photo that we're going to get up on this morning because, Joey is a great drone pilot and always does some great videos and also great photos high up in the sky. So let's go ahead and share this one first. And again, I don't know how that's going to present on the other platforms. We'll see if it shows up. There we go. How about that one? I can show it on both platforms. All right, so that's a live look there. Not a live look. That was from this morning. Let's see what Joey says about this. He says the fishing tournament was apparently happening yesterday. So this was yesterday at Melton Hill Lake. I just happened to catch the release of the boats. And it's a really cool picture. You can see the boats just zipping on through there, going to do some fishing. Joey, you've outdone yourself once again. Maybe next time you should check and see what kind of boat, what kind of adventures are ongoing in our community. I know we've got the Bassmaster Classic that's coming up here in I think I saw a sign of 30. Is it 30 days out? Something like that. A big boom for the economy here in Knoxville, anyways, and surrounding areas. So happy Sunday, Mindy. How are you this morning? I sent a photo from the drone yesterday. I'll have to check that out once we get to Witcher's Pictures. But right now, we do want to move right along. So not much else to talk about in the forecast. Again, pretty quiet weather pattern. I told my wife yesterday, I said, there's really not much weather going on after 2.5 weeks of solid weather, and a lot of it with the rain, freezing rain, snow, sleet, all the things. I'm like, the weather's kind of boring now. What do I do? What do I do with myself? Oh my goodness. Anyways, we'll take it back outside while we get things ready and show you what it looks like in downtown Clinton, Anderson County here this morning. All right, so some of you will like these, some of you will not like these, but let's talk about your national holidays for the day today. And today is National Pork Rind Day. You can get those at Dollywood, you know. Do you like pork rinds? I mean, they're not bad, I guess, but when you really think about what they are, you're like, I don't know about that. It's February 8th, of course, so we're celebrating birthdays and events. Happy birthday to anybody having a birthday today. If you have any events, of course, give us a big shout out here on the broadcast. It is also National Iowa Day. Anybody on the platform from Iowa? I spent about a month and a half in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, back in college. Even got a full-time job out there for the month and a half I was there because I had to work. I was in college. I was visiting my girlfriend at the time, who his parents were living in Cedar Rapids, which, by the way, Cedar Rapids smells like a giant cookie. I forget what industry is there, but they always are. This smells really good sometimes. And then, of course, you got all the corn out there. Today's National Kite Flying Day. You hear me talk about kite flying every once in a while. But how many people actually really get out and fly a kite? Not too many people. Kite flying on the beach is always fun. You always see those people. And today is National Boy Scouts Day. Or rather, in 2026, it's just National Scouts Day, I guess. But as an Eagle Scout myself, big shout out to all the scouts in the entire scouting community. I've tried to get my kids to do scouts. I feel like I'm doing them a disservice if I don't get them in scouts since I'm an Eagle Scout. And, we've tried a couple troops. We're going to try one more. I grew up with the theory of scouts that when you do scouts, you go to scouts, you go to the meetings to actually progress in your ranks. And there's been a couple troops here, nothing against them at all, but they end up just having playtime for like 2.5 hours or an hour and a half or whatever it is. And I'm like, well, then that leaves everything on us. And anyways, I digress. But scouts is really, really, I think, a great thing. Obviously, being an Eagle Scout, I will tell you that when I turned all my stuff in on my, literally 5 p.m. on my 18th birthday, like the very last minute. There was a time that I dropped out of Scouts because it wasn't really cool anymore. I was busy with soccer and girls and all those things. And finally, one day I just woke up and I said, you know what? I am so close to Eagle. If I don't get my Eagle, I'm going to be really disappointed in myself. And so I went to my meetings and I said, okay, I need help. Is this even possible? Because now I only had like a year left to get it. And I was life at the time. So I had to just work on my Eagle project and all the other things. And, I had a scoutmaster that said, let's do this. We will push it through. Did my Eagle project at my church that I grew up in and helped the parking lot situation because the parking lot would always flood. And then it was eroding into the creek that it would flow into. And so that was my Eagle project. But that's my story, and I'm sticking to it, my friends. All right, here, let's talk about weather history over the years. In 2013, a nor'easter produced heavy snowfall for New England. Seems to be appropriate. In Boston, totals upwards of 24.5 or almost 25 inches of snow. In 2009, snowfalls at levels above elevation. Snowfalls at levels above elevation of 11,000 feet on the Big Island of Mauna Loa, I guess. Anyways, yeah. First, when I worked for Weather Nation and did weather on the national platform, it was fascinating to me that that we can get blizzard warnings on top of the volcanoes in Hawaii, which sounds so counterintuitive. In 1990, unseasonably mild weather prevailed across the south, central, and eastern U.S. 22 cities, including 5 in Michigan, reported record high temperatures for that date. The afternoon high reached all the way up to a whopping 53. In 1989, a winter storm over California produced snow from the beaches of Malibu to the desert canyons around Palm Springs, and snow created mammoth traffic jams in the Los Angeles basin. In 1988, Arctic air invaded the north central U.S. Hibbing, Minnesota, reported a morning low of 30 degrees below zero. In 1987, a powerful storm produced blizzard conditions in the Great Lakes. Winds gusted to 86 miles per hour and over 12 inches of snow. In 1985, Blue Canyon, California set a 24-hour February snowfall record by receiving 42 inches of snow from February 7th through the 8th. In 1936, the temperature in Denver, Colorado, my hometown, plunged to a whopping 30 degrees below zero. And in 1835, a severe cold wave gripped the southeastern U.S. The mercury dipped all the way down to 8 degrees above in Jacksonville, Florida, and 0 in Savannah. Orange trees were killed to the roots. And a little history across the world. Today's daily quote: top cats often begin as underdogs. In 1985, the Dukes of Hazzard, who doesn't love the Dukes of Hazzard, ended its 6.5-year run on CBS television. Boy, I tell you what, we used to watch every episode as a family. In 1980, President Jimmy Carter announced a plan to reintroduce draft registration. In 1910, William D. Boyce incorporated the Boy Scouts of America in 1910. And in 1887, the Aurora Ski Club of Red Wing, Minnesota became the first ski club in the United States. And we've got ski clubs right here in East Tennessee in Knoxville, the Knoxville Ski Club. Never joined it, but they do take some awesome trips. Well, no boats out on the lake right now, but here's a live look at Fox Road Marina. Overcast and gray, my friends. Overcast and gray. And we'll have a little bit of hitting the sunshine throughout the day, but not a ton of sunshine is anticipated. All right, here's Eric's picture. So we'll bring the chat back up here. Here's Eric's picture from the Kingsport area. Beautiful drone shot there, Eric, by the way. Look at that. That is gorgeous. Let's see if I can't get it on the old TikToker too. Maybe it's going to go there. Nope. I don't know if I'll be able to do that. That's going to be interesting. There we go. There we go. How about that? Now I can share it on TikTok and Instagram as well. Cool little drone shot there. So Eric says on that one, yesterday sunset over Bays Mountain in Kingsport. Big shout out to Andrew Butler this morning. Loving the warm days in Jefferson City, my friend. How about this one? You're looking good, my friend. Looking good and sideways. You need to have your V8. Rocking the East Tennessee weather shirt. I love it. And if you are looking for an East, there we go. How about that one? I'll throw it on both platforms. I got to do it on both, I guess. Anyways, that's all the Witcher's pictures I have for you today. So that is it. Let's see what you all are doing. So let's see. Yes, you are correct. Doing the badges is growth in scouts. Call the council. They will let you know which troops is active in earning badges. I mean, this troop is... Thanks, Brenda. I appreciate that. We're going to try one more. I got a buddy and his wife, I think, run one of the scout troops here in town. And I think that they're a lot more active. I just think that it puts a lot more work on us at home. And sometimes it's more fun to do the merit badges and all the activities with your friends, right? Your son did the same thing, finished at the last minute. He is so thankful he completed his work. I am so thankful I completed my work as well. I think I just would have been one of the biggest regrets of my life. They say that, what is it? Like 1% of all humans actually obtain the rank of Eagle. I think it's like 1% or something like that. And I used to be on the board for the Eagle Scouts here in town as well. I was invited to do that for a while. But it is definitely an accomplishment, and you get to learn a lot of cool stuff and do a lot of cool things as well. That you not every typical kid maybe gets to do. I mean, I got to do a lot of it because I was in Scouts. My dad was very much into hunting, and we had we have a ranch that my dad lives on just outside of Colorado Springs, and so I grew up like doing a lot of the Boy Scout stuff and camping and shooting guns and bow and arrows and learning how to tie knots and all those things. So, anyways. Good stuff right there. All right, my friends. What is it? 7:23. I think we're just gonna wrap things up. I got nothing else to talk about. Wife and I went on a date last night. That was fun. We went down to Raven. By the way, Raven in Maryville was fantastic. Got an appetizer there and a cocktail, and then we went over to. Let me show you a picture. There we are, right there. We went over to, there we go. See if I can't get that on for everybody else. Where did we go? Where'd we go? Oh, geez, I'm pulling a blank here. Went to Raven, and then we went to... My goodness gracious, I am blanking on... Walnut Kitchen. Walnut Kitchen. That's where we went to. So, not very often that we get to get out and have a nice little date night, but sure enough, we had a chance to do that. Last night. So Walnut Kitchen in Maryville and also Raven Steakhouse, which is fantastic. Didn't eat there. Well, we did have some pork belly, but I didn't eat dinner there. Next time, maybe we'll eat dinner there because the food is to die for. Thanks, Michelle. I appreciate you. Good morning. How are you this morning? Anyways, my friends, those are my stories. Wish you could tell me all the stories that I tell you. Yeah, there we go. Walnut Kitchen. Did I say that? I said that. Anyways. I'm losing my mind, my friends. I'm losing my mind. It's Sunday. Maybe we'll have a kitchen by the end of this week. We'll see what happens. I'll keep you posted on that. In the meantime, I sure hope you have a great day. Be safe, be kind to each other. Life is short.
There's a spray can sitting, it could light up the show if you gave it to me. This army of sinners forgot to fight for the cause, while the visionaries run a race that's already lost. Standing up in front of an army, shoes in the mud and the wet paint, twists and turns up the alley just like it should. So you cut